Okay. Where am I? Hi, everyone. This is Jay's Prague. Sorry I'm a little late. Something weird happened this weekend. I'm still celebrating my birthday from the weekend before. It's one of those long time birthdays. So, sorry about that. My clock fell off the wall last night. So that was fine. And nailed it back on. And then I've been running late all day. So I apologize for that. That's so weird. So we're going to have people on Facebook join us in about 15 minutes. But well, my YouTubers, you can come in now and just say hello. And also, I'd like to know what more starships would you like to hear about? I need some subject matter to do some more starships. They're so much fun. And as some people talk about the grounding one, which I think was one of the best. But before the Facebook people get here, tell me what you like to hear on YouTube about star system, things I can cover for like 15 minutes. I look at your six. Thank you. Thank you. Look at your suggestions. Hi, Laura. Hi, Vicky. Hi, Peggy. Hey, Laura. Patricia. I'm looking at all your comments here. Hi. Grandvision. Oh, thank you, Carly. Was it Meacham too? Thank you, clearly, Kat. Thank you, sweetheart. Thanks, Kat. Good to see you. I hope you're using it and using it for your life. If you don't do regular readings on people, you're at least using it for your life, which is the most important. Hi, Debbie Zola from Laguna Beach. Remember you, Debbie. Very good. What does this mean? Last time. Losing time. Off the wall. I don't know. Here we go. So I'm a little bit late. I think that represents there's no time, no linear time. So that's a reminder. I don't do time ever since COVID. I really don't do time very well. I lose days. It's the same thing over and over again. So yeah, it's a little strange time. I don't like time. When you leave the body, you're out of time. Hello from Alabama. Please pray for my grandson, doctor. What's his name? Give us his name. We'll pray for him. Thanks, Nini. Thank you very much. I had a great birthday, actually. My friend Liz, who some of you have seen in my calls from the school, she took me out for my birthday, and hers was the week before. And we went to two different restaurants. They were closed. And we've had one seafood restaurant, and it was just great. I had a martini for my birthday, and it was really, really fun. We had a good day, just relaxing, doing nothing. Lee is having trouble handling my emotions and taking care of my mother-in-law, who is transcending from this life. A lot of heaviness here. Hold on. Transcending from this life. I can't finish that. Sorry. Oh, here we go. Thanks, Renee. Transcending from this life. Okay, so important, Leslie. I did this with my father and other people. I used to work helping people over. It's called End of Life Doula. What you want to do has many people there, people that she loves, and speak to her. And even if she's going to coma, you can speak to her. It's like with my dad. The last thing that goes is hearing. They're very aware. And just invite loved ones who passed over before. Tell her mother there, or but one of the best friends is there, and ease her pain. I helped her before pass over by using a feather, and you're breathing in, and then breathing out. The feather goes. And it's very natural. And it's like, the other day I was swimming and I rose up from the water and it's like, oh, that's what dying is like. It's like you're underneath and then you come up and that's how easy it is. So reminder how easy it is that we're all going to be fine. We're all going to be taken care of because many times they will wait for make sure their family's okay. So just insist that they are okay. Okay. Please. Okay. I was going to say, ask questions you want to hear about star sign. You're asking everything else. Okay. What is a good way to honor my dad and spirit? You're so weird, Renee. I was going to pick clear that question. We've been together so long. To honor my dad in spirit today on his birthday. Birthdays don't mean anything to the spirit world. They really don't, because that's physical life. So his anniversary death is what they call the birth race. His anniversary passing, they call that the birthdays. I don't think of anything special because you remember him every day, and that's all he wants to remember. Every spirit wants to remember the good times, the good memories we've created, and that's really what we want to do with them. Sometimes people create at that table, like Thanksgiving, a special place at the table, or Christmas, or whatever holiday. But again, that's for the living, not for the dead. They're fine. They're out of it. They're very happy. That's more the living. You same with cremation and burying someone in the ground. It's very living. They could care less. A friend of mine just passed over with COVID. He was 73. Love this man. He was got a guy's guy and very strong. And I don't think he thought he was going to get it. And he left his wife and his three kids. Great, great family. And I spoke to Bob. He came to me when I was crying. And he said, I did something foolish. I'm embarrassed. Please tell my family I feel really embarrassed. And he would. Knowing Bob, he would. but he said, I learned from it and I'm always with them. So there you go. In one of your books, Unfinished Business, which is one of my favorite books, you stated when people shed their physical bodies to death, their physical selves see life from an older perspective. Yes, that's exactly right. LASIK surgery, exactly right. They can frequently take off their glasses and see everything more clearly. Can you give us more examples of these types of happenings? Sure. So that's right. So a near-death experience would be one where you see things very clearly. There's an expansion of mind and awareness, which I had when I had my near-death experience. So there's one. There's also, I just said, coming out of the pool, like you lift them. Oh my God, this is what it's like. Gee, it's just so. I guess what you could do, sweetheart, is a couple of different things. Almost like put headphones on your ear and go outside and just sit and see what happens. Really expanding your different senses, seeing the world at a very different perspective, and realizing that we're all connected. That is, we're not separate. The two biggest illusions we have in this dimension, number one is death. We think there's an end. There is no end. You cannot kill energy. Energy doesn't die. It changes form. It's within us right now. I always say 70% of the soul is above us, only 30 is in it. So you go back to the Godhead, your higher self. So there's no pain at all. It's like taking off an overcoat and you leave behind. I've never once had a spirit say, "Oh, I really miss that body. I really miss that diseased body, that horrible life." I've never had that. Can you please explain how loved ones sends messages through birds and feathers? I like the idea, but I don't understand it. Gemma, I don't understand it either. So I'm very honest. I do not understand the dynamics and the mechanics of what they have to do in their world to manipulate energy and physicality in such a way, and your mind, that all happens at once. So it is something I'm not familiar with, that how they do it. Okay, but they do it, and same thing with like different coincidences or scenarios, or God, that just happened to me the other day. It was something really bizarre. I don't know, something like a top of a salt shaker, and then that night went to a restaurant and there was a salt shaker top. It was weird stuff like that. There's another way of them reaching out. I look for the signs all the time. The more we look for the signs, the more we're expanding our mind, right? We're expanding our physicality. So we're not going to see it like linear time, right? That's our theme. We're going to see it from a different way, a different perspective. Coincidence is God's way of remaining anonymous. Okay, next comment. Can you tell about what psychic mediums refer to as soul's life review? Sure, Jose. You should know that. It's a great book called Many Lives, Many Masters by Brian Weiss, a friend of mine. And he wrote that book about a client of his. He was a psychiatrist from Yale. And all his theories didn't work for him. All his way of doing things did not work. So we heard about this past life regression, and he started with Catherine. And she went on to say things about him, which the Jewish name of his son who died, who passed, and how he passed, and a very rare heart was turned backwards, different other things. And she said to him, which I've heard from many spirits, there's a life review, that every soul, when they pass out of time, they go through an evaluation of their life. And it's not a God. This is where the God's Golden Book came from, I think. We go through we're our own judge and jury, and we relive every single incident, every single event that kind of had an energy to it. So I always use this example. If you're upset one day and you go in the store and you yell at the shopkeeper who yells at a coworker, and the coworker goes home and yells at a family member, when you have your life review, you become that shopkeeper. You become the coworker, and you see how your one word, your one feeling, your one thought created all of that havoc. It's what's called the rippling effect. So that's why we really impress to use love wherever you can. Even if you don't understand something, you might not know the reason behind something that happens. It might be something really bad, but you don't know because maybe that person's childhood was messed up. So they don't know any better. So we always should use love. And that's what that's about. Good answer, James. Thanks. Pretty succinct. How do I know what signs to look for with my mom? She passed away a long time ago. Terry Goodlander. So stop thinking about her, first of all. The worst thing you could do is like shutting the door. So leave it alone. I want you to get a journal. They call it Mom's Journal, and just leave it inside your bedside stand where you won't see it all the time. And she'll come to you because you're going to give her that space to come to you when you're free, when your mind is free. So she'll usually come to you in a car when you're driving, because they're usually sitting right next to you in the car and they're sending you a thought, or in the shower, or dreams. Those are the three ways, mostly dreams. But don't try so hard. Biggest mistake. I have to like redo all these bad mediums out there in television who tell about bad, like, wrong things. I'm not talking about John Edward. I'm talking about other people, younger people, because they don't know any better. Can you share any information about reincarnation after pregnancy loss? Renee, I wrote about that in Talking to Heaven, my first book, which you should definitely read. If you're asking that question, you definitely need it. So everything here is a lesson, right? For the soul. This is a soul's school. There are many schools. This is one of the hardest ones, but this is the one we learn about liberation, freedom, letting go, surrendering, which, by the way, I just turned 63. And I gave myself a birthday gift. And that birthday gift is surrender. And the other day, I had a little party, and friends said, so and so coming. I don't know. I don't care. Whatever happens, happens. And it really is a lot in life when you surrender to things. It really is, because you can't control the people. You can't control what they're thinking. All you can control is how you respond to things. And when you send something out to the universe, put energy behind it, it's going to manifest and so forth. But you got to surrender to the universe. Let the universe do its work. Don't get in the way. So pregnancy, abortion, that's usually agreed upon before the incarnation between the soul group. I can't say that's the only way it is. Maybe there's some other factors, but I've heard that. So I'll stick with that for right now. It could change, it could expand, but I've heard that. Abortion, no, miscarriage usually is a preparation in the female body for the next spirit to come in. Imagine that. Okay. Donna Hanley, can you please talk about the spirits from native cultures as guides on this earth? Okay, so they're not necessarily everybody's guides. There are many different types of cultures out there, and it usually is the guide is attracted to or resonates to that soul that it knows it can help, because there's something within that soul makeup that spirit has gone through themselves. So not everybody has a Native American. Not everybody has a Chinese guide. I had a scientist, for goodness sakes. But there's something in that soul. That's what that is. So maybe it could be ritualistic. It might be about the 4 elements. I don't know enough about Indian culture to get that in American culture. Glenda Ann Abel. Hi, Glenda. How are you, sweetheart? James, Catholic, don't believe in cremation. Is it okay to do cremation when I die? Yes. So for my birthday, my friend Kelly White came to visit. She's on our show tonight, Both Sides Down Beyond. You should watch it. We're going to have a special show. We're going to have Kelly and Kevin Russell, the guests who did there you go, who did about radical relationships, how to change relationships, how to be in relationships, a successful relationship, how to communicate in relationships from a subconscious way, from an expressive way. You don't want to miss that. That's Both Sides Down Beyond. So watch that tonight. The adorable people, I call them. Anyway, what was I talking about? Catholic. So very, very funny. I was with Kelly one day. We went to Design Street, and I bought some hand towels, some dish towels. And one was funnier than the other. And it said, cremation is the last choice you have of having a smoking hot body. I had to buy it. So it doesn't matter. Catholics got it wrong with that. Sorry to say. They have a lot of things wrong. Some things right. But that really doesn't matter. The spirit's left behind. It's an old overcoat. They don't care. It's so much money wasted by burying people. It's such a waste of money. I just feel so bad about that, because it can, burn them up, natural, go back to Mother Earth. Okay, so get me started. I should open a funeral parlor, which just cremates people. Kathy Edler, how do I stay engaged with others and maintain my boundary with love? I don't understand what that means. So I don't know what that means. First of all, Kathy, you got to know yourself better. I don't think you do. I think you try too much to please people, and that's a problem, because you can't please people. You got to please yourself. So you got to, at the upfront, tell them who you are. So you can't tell them who you are if you don't know who you are, right? So you first got to know yourself. And, why would you want to engage with people that don't respect your boundaries? Don't understand that. So tell them who you are, and these are my boundaries. Easy way. Don't make it more complicated. Lori Nelson, Osland, is it true that spirits come through with something that is recognizable to you? Yes, the number one way they come through is dream state. The dream state is the first way. I was just telling my friend of mine downstairs here. Dreams, smells, music, butterflies, dragonflies, birds. What What else? Other ways? You look at someone who looks just like that person. You get a thought of someone. That's all different ways they try to get through. They'll try through any way they can to get through to you. Have to be open-minded. I had a friend of mine who came to my house, and she was funny. She didn't know who I was at all. She sat in my backyard, and all the areas in this around it's a horse properties. So there are all these white fences in the curb, rail fences, and which makes it very appealing. So we're sitting back, and she, wow, this is so weird. I'm here, and I said, why? And she said, well, my husband designed all these white fences here, and I said, oh, well, that's obviously a sign from your husband that he's here. Later, of course, I found out she knew who I was. She phoned name. This crazy guy. And I said to her the other day, I said, and she was a designer, jewelry designer. And I said, I didn't know your world, and you know my world. And she said, yeah, we spoke the same language. That was great. Okay. Angela. Hi, Angela. How are you doing, sweetheart? You're such a lovely lady. I've been told that I have you do abilities, healing abilities too, by the way. So don't neglect that. Of course, we do healing through psychic and mediumship work. I've been told that I have ability. Yes, you do. How do I hone? You go to my website, JVP School of Mystical Arts, and you take psychic certification course. That's the first one you should take. Please take it. You need it. Okay. I'm here. I'm your teacher. I'm a good teacher. Probably one of the best in the world. And I am. And I stand up to that because I think I am. Gordon Smith told me that. And I put everything to Gordon. Thanks, Renee. Okay. Jose again. Hi, Jose. Hi, James. Can you help us understand the vibrations as we operate? Jose, you need to read my books, my friend, please, because you need some education. Start with, I don't think we should start with, Reaching to Heaven, you'd probably really enjoy. It says about the soul when it leaves the spirit world, how it prepares for a new lifetime. That's a really, really good one for you. I would start with Reaching to Heaven. If you can't find it, because it's out of print, then you should start, then go to, let's see, Wisdom from Your Guides. Very good. Talk about vibration a lot. So everything's that energy, Jose. Everything's energy. So it's how you use the energy. If you have negative thoughts or fearful thoughts, it's slow energy, dark energy. If you have loving, happy, joyful, it's faster. And also color is vibration, music is vibration, the clothes you wear is vibration. There you go. Okay. Renee, I forgot what I was going to talk about today. Why did I do that? I don't know. Oh, yes, I know. Belt for a suit. Okay. Okay, new question. My goodness, a lot of people. Oh, you missed one. You missed one, Renee. I was going to say Vicky Castro, I feel there's a lot of change coming. Without, you think? I think it's already happened. I think it's already happened. I had under my book, my text with me. My friend Judy, what do you hear this one? So 5 planets in retrograde. Remember, so it's a heavy time. Things move slowly, but it's like intense things happen. So my friend Judy, who I went to college with, we're still in touch. And she went to one of my cruises to Tahiti. She wrote me last week. We haven't been too much in touch lately. And she said, my sister Janice in the hospital, please pray for her. And I said, how old is Janice? I mean, why? Because Janice is like 65, 66. She said, well, her son moved down to Escondido, her son Julian. Now, interesting because Janice's husband died of an overdose, heroin overdose. And he left his son Julian and another girl too, Natalie, I think it was. So Julian is in Concord, California, and the other girl is in Escondido. So Judy came down to visit them and so forth. And then, I'm sorry, the sister Janice came down to Escondido to visit her. Then on the way back to Concord, because something happened to Julie, and she went back to Concord, which is above San Francisco. She went through LA and got lost for 3 hours. And the next day they found her in a hospital, 3 toes missing and no car. Figured that one out. Then she found out that her son overdosed. And then she found something else happened. And it was just so weird. And things like that, weird, bizarre things happen. So change has already occurred. But so Vicky says, I feel there's a lot of change coming to happen, but having a hard time handling it. Why? Not sure if I'm making the choices. Okay, so honey, there's going to be a lot of changes, right? Like you say. The best way that I have found is number one, like just mentioned, surrender. You can't control them. How you respond to them, you can control. You also want to come from a space of love. So really just love it for whatever changes. Something has to grow. And I don't care what other people think. Because, oh, you're just really, weird. Here we go. Anti-vaxxers. So I haven't had, friends of mine have not had the vaccine. Now, I can't judge them because within their being, they feel they do the right thing. Now, for everyone else, that might affect them. I don't know, but I'm saying, well, you got to do what you got to do. Consider other people. That's all I'm saying. But you got to do what you got to do. Same thing with what you're thinking. Really, don't let the hard times get you down. These are times to learn and grow and change your perspective. It's a great opportunity to grow spiritually, without a doubt. And you chose it. Okay. Oh, do different frequencies help children with anxiety? Yes, 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 they do. So the children love music. They love color because different frequencies. Dancing, they love to dance. So the more you can sustain the higher frequency with the kids, the best. Because also gets the energy out of them quicker, right? And so you can sleep at night. But always, I think you two are great parents. Always try to keep that sense of that child within your child, within your kid, because when they go to age 7 to 8, go to school, they're really learning to develop the mental part of themselves, and that get A's and we get best in class, and we're trying to attain to be the best we can because we'll be more honored or loved or whatever the craziness is. Because when you think about it, that's programming that child to be better than everybody else, and then really they should be just who they are, really, and keep the child mind open to the heart space because it usually closes down that heart space around 7 to go to there. So, okay, you're great parents. I'm not worried about you. Okay, how do we know we're on the right life path? Diana, what do you feel within yourself? Do you have a relationship with your inner self? The psychic certification course, please, please don't waste your time. Do it. It'll also help you to sit in the quiet and understand your soul. Let your soul speak to you and honor your soul. Instead of you going in your head and overanalyze, we tend to overanalyze and we use the left brain and criticize and so forth. When we go to the heart space, that's where the soul is neatly tucked neatly behind the heart. That soul has been through eons and eons and eons of time. I wrote a book called, I mentioned before, Zygote. It's called the Zygote, I think it is. And it's a cell memory of other lifetimes. And we tend to reincarnate in certain patterns, likes and dislikes. But every once in a while, we have to break old patterns. And yeah, I think you need to open up to yourself and you'll know what's right for you and what's wrong with you. Okay. Susan Forbes, I died for 2 minutes in a fire. You were critical of my healing. Thank you, sweetheart. With no judgment. Exactly. You can't judge it. Whatever. I will always be so grateful to you for this. Thanks, James. Sparkly birthday. That's an interesting word to put there. Thank you, sweetheart. Appreciate it. Pass it on. Pass it on, Susan. Thank you. Beth Nicholson, I'm feeling we are having this time in relationships and the Hope Indian end story. I'm going to 7 different COVID variants. Beth, I really don't understand what you're talking about. So put your question back. Okay. Lori, is there hope for this planet? Always hope, honey. Always hope. We can make a difference. As little as it might seem, we can make a difference. Now, when we say make a difference, well, why don't you be happy to every single person you're talking to? Communicate to the world through going, I do it to Target. I go to Target, I smile at everyone. How you doing? Oh, I like your shirt. I like your top, whatever. I just been nice to everybody because if you are nice, that passes on to other people. And that's how we change in the world. So try that. You can't change the macrocosm without changing the microcosm. Carrie Joyce, how does one evolve their abilities to pushing it aside for a while? It's called psychic. Renee, maybe you should make a banner. Psychic certification course #1. That's a basic grounding, and you should know that. In that course, I talk about that was called what I'm going to talk today about. It's called the Velcro suit. I sent the blog about it last week. If you did not get that, please send your email. Please subscribe to my website page, fatprog.com. And I also have unsubscribe on there too. One day, if you don't want to subscribe, because I hate that with those. I don't understand that. I'm like garden supply and those things. And I unsubscribe and they keep on sending me stuff. Like they're dishonest. Anyway, so thevatproject.com, please put your emails in and I will send you that, the blogs, and you can see past blogs. But the one this week we did was Velcro suit. And the Velcro suit was something I wrote in Talking to Heaven. And it was an idea the Spirit gave me, which made so much sense. And in the book, I talk about we walk every day in what's called a sea of thought all around us because people are thinking. So that it goes into the ethers, those thoughts, even down to television shows and movies. Thoughts are real. So even the fear we're living today, in some way, thoughts create a lot more of that than we think. That they manifest, things manifest. So thoughts are very, very important. So the Velcro suit, thoughts attached to us, especially for empaths and sensitives. And I have a great There's a link on the page. Maybe you want to put that up, Renee. It's tools for the highly sensitive person. Because if you're on this page, you're probably very sensitive, and you need that extra awareness, if you will. I don't say protection; it's extra awareness. So what I do is every morning, and I explain it better in the Velcro suit. But every morning I take a shower and I imagine this beautiful universal light coming through me and around me. It's a rainbow of light. And I take away any lesser, denser energy that has attached itself. Clients, students, neighbors, shop people, any energy that's not mine, my family. And I imagine then, because the mind is very powerful, about for 3 minutes, that all of this dense energy only goes down through my fingertips and my toes and goes down the drain to Mother Earth to recycle to love. And I imagine that this beautiful golden water, and I do it in the shower, it's easier to imagine with the water on you, re-energizes and brings back my energy to the place it belongs. And then I program my day every day and say, may God go before me and show me the way. So the word God and love, same vibrational frequency, because every word has a vibration. Wow, right? Okay. Please watch the show tonight too with Kevin and Kelly. It's going to be phenomenal. I just finished yoga with Kelly, and she's really excited. Great knowledge, of great wisdom to pass on to you guys. Okay. Okay, let's see what we got here. And Pickle said, I just lost a brother. Oh, you go. Okay. I was feeling overwhelmed this past weekend, which I think it's a sincere overload. I think so, Scott. It was a really hard one this weekend. Again, all those planets in retrograde make a big effect on us because we're mostly made of water. So, of course, there would be problems with that. So that's probably what you felt. So there is a reason behind it, and it's heavenly. Just like we're born under different signs, the same thing with the heavens when we living every day, and there's movement or stagnation with the retrograde. So you'll feel that. And people that we're around every day handles things in a very different manner, right? There are some that are totally fear-based that want to control and they can't, and they're frustrated. So if you're sensitive, you're picking up on all that stuff, right? And sometimes you feel, this is not my stuff, it's someone else's. So that's why I feel like I'm fortunate to have a place to go to as far as my gardens, because my gardens are really the if you will, thing I've used to really help me to center and stay stabilized. Because otherwise, I'd be a wreck. I'd be a wreck. So, thank you. Okay, the Velcro suit. That's such an important concept. And so, if you want to know about the book and you want to know about the concepts of protection or awareness, what you want to do is you want to buy tools for the highly sensitive. That's really important. And that's there it is. Thanks, Renee. Okay. Lori Garasco says, I'm an angel. Hi, an angel visited me. I'm a dream visit. In a dream visit, my mother, who had passed a few days ago. I'm an editor too, so I have to. In a dream visit with my mother, the number one way they communicate, who had passed a few days before, right? So your mother wants you to know she's okay, everything's fine. Humans originally they go right to, but they're out of it, out of the pain. The angel told me I knew the language. Yeah. After I tried to hear what my mother was trying to say to me, what language is it that I'm supposed to know? Oh, Lori, my love, Lori. I don't know. What language was between you and your mother? So, a language that was between you and your mother when you were a baby, when you were in her womb, was language. Was that a language? Hello? Because you had to talk to each other then telepathically. So, telepathic levels will be the language you're speaking of. And with a mother and daughter, it's love. And how I do my mediumship is love. So it's loving your mom. And then the secret really is to be open to receiving the message and not double thinking the message, bring it to your heart. Spirits come in love. So you can encourage your mom. I will be open to love mom. When I least suspect to drop a message in my head. But the most important thing is that you remember she's okay. All right. A couple more, then I'm going to go. Okay. Amy, I often have dreams from the part of the loved ones. Good, Amy. They're different. You should write them all down. They're different than my normal dreams. Definitely they are. They're called crossovers. What are the signs that typically indicate that I'm receiving actual communication? So much love to people. Well, so it's interesting you talk about that, Amy, because when they're crossover dreams, they are very, very different, as you know. Usually they can be. So remember this. Every night we leave the body, right? Every night the soul leaves the body because only 30% is here, 70 is outside. And everybody's conscious mind receives that dream differently. So if you're out there in the astral world seeing your loved ones and your guides, or you might see a future situation that you're going to be working on, um, and then it has to go down to the conscious mind. And sometimes it does, and you're probably someone that retains it pretty well. Write it all down, and then when it happens, like, wow, I dreamt about this, a deja vu. You can just tell because it feels fuller. A crossing over dreams feels fuller. There's more vitality to it. I had a friend of mine who used to visit me every summer, and before I went to work, he used to make tea every morning, and he would open the cupboard and give me a tea, and I go to work. A dream I had of him, really the only dream I've ever had of him that was so real. There was my apartment, and so I woke up and I went to the kitchen, and he opened the cupboard and I saw all the tea boxes, the names of them, and the cup I usually drink from. And it's like, this is so real. And he said, I created this for you so I'd remember it. So it's true. Good. One more question. Okay. Thanks, Jen. Hello, James. I've been seeing so many signs through numbers lately. That's great. One day it was totally consecutive on the clock from 10, 10, 11, 11, 12, 12. So until 9, 5. What? Not sure what message they're sending me. So, Jen, what you got to do is you have to ask at that moment, what is going on? What you want me to know? Tell me what you want me to know. Why are you showing me this at this moment? That's your responsibility. So please do that. Carry a journal, carry a pad around you, or write down. That's really important that you do that. I was speaking to a friend this weekend, and she was talking to me about, and I was talking to her about, it's hard when we do this work, and I think that's what TV show on cults is what it was. And I think that people as a whole want to be told what to do, and people don't want to take responsibility. They just don't. And it's funny because I was mentioning to someone about these phone calls on SoulCARE, and I said once a lady asked me, "When are you going to get married?" And I said, I don't know. I don't know you. You know yourself better than I do. So you really should know when you're going to get married, right? Which makes sense. But a lot of people just don't want to take the time to take responsibility, to sit in the quiet. And I often say, go to the closet and sit in the quiet 5 to 10 minutes a day for about a week, see what happens. And you'll begin to have attunement with your soul again. And it feels so great. So that's what everybody should do, because otherwise we're caught up so much in the head area. And the head area gets us in trouble. We think so much, it just gets us in trouble because we're always right here instead of here. So please tune in today. Thanks, everybody, from wherever you called. And please tune in tonight to Both Sides Now Beyond. And that's at 6 o'clock my time. And see Kevin. It's going to be a great show on relationships. And we'll see you next week. Thanks, everyone. Have a good week. Bye-bye.